Hello there, clubbers of both book and other clubbing activities. It is high time we talked about the first third of our book club book, that is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. So whether you're reading a 1990s edition, a World Book Night edition which has a cover on its cover, so you can read while you read, or one of the swanky new editions which allows you to choose between good and evil on purchase, you should have read up to page 150 by now. Which means you should have met Snaky Demon Crawley and Swordless Angel Aziraphale, seen the dissolution of an order of chattering nuns, witnessed the accidental misplacement of the Antichrist, and above all, listened to lots of Queen. So far I'm really enjoying this book. It is constantly subverting your expectations, pairing the silly with the serious and having the incredible happen within the mundane. It's actually a branch of humour you'll find played upon quite a lot at the moment in the demonisation of classics. By which I don't mean the damning of literature which is well known, but the insertion of monsters into said literature, such as in the very explanatorily named Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Good Omens is taking a well-known story, the Revelation mythos, the Apocalypse, and putting it alongside mild-mannered, middle-aged English bank managers. It makes it funny. It's a way of showing things aren't important bar what importance we assign to them. It brings down this idea of the end of the world necessarily being a untouchable, uncriticisable thing. And it also criticises your everyday life. It makes you ask, when prophecies are being fulfilled and when angels are fighting demons, how can you be so worried about the upholstery in your car? They exaggerate the Sod's Law type scenarios you always come across and actually make them rules of the universe. And they juxtapose what has previously been considered inconceivably serious with quaint, odd British traditions. It just makes for a brilliantly funny read. Also, one thing I have to highlight that I absolutely loved when I was reading so far was the use of Middle English. If you're a student who's studying anything literary or historical, you will at some point read something from the 1700s and have to read it aloud to get round all the weird spelling and translate 85% of the F's into S's. I loved that they made fun of that. I thought that was so brilliant. It felt like an in-joke I'd really earned.
The fact that I've only read 150 pages and so much has happened and there's so many characters, and that did confuse me a bit to begin with.
I would definitely agree with that. This book keeps you on your toes. For instance,
other characters that we meet are the 4 riders of the Apocalypse.
I have managed to spot 3 horsemen in their brilliant modern guises. Is there a 4th about that I've just missed? I think this would be the Pale Horse left, if I remember correctly, and I don't think we've read about that in the first 150 pages. Maybe that's coming later, or maybe I've missed out on it. Do tell me down below if you know, or in a video response. Also, there are definitely some characters, such as the electronically challenged Newton Pulsifier, who so far I don't understand why we've been told about them. I'm assuming that'll be made apparent as we continue reading, but at the moment, not so much.
I am actually not overly familiar with either author's work.
I've never actually read anything by Neil Gaiman or by Terry Pratchett before.
One of the things I'd really like to ask you guys, and you can answer in the comments down below or in a video response, is have you read these authors before? And if so, can you spot them? I think a few people mentioned on my previous video that you could really tell the bits each author read, and I can't. Maybe that's because I haven't really read much Neil Gaiman. Sorry, don't hate me. I'm getting round to it, eventually. All I've read of his so far is the Sandman comics, and it's probably really not enough to get his writing style from and be able to spot it in a book. There's maybe a few times I think I've been able to spot something which is quite Pratchett-y, but I never feel like they're disjointed. It's not like Will Grayson, which is clearly written in 2 different parts by 2 different authors. I've not noticed any disjoint between their 2 writing styles. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Okay, so shall we continue up to page 300 now? Maybe by next week? Do comment, leave video responses, tweet at me, tell me favourite parts, favourite quotes, predictions, how you think it's going to end. Predictions seem very valid for this book. Favourite characters, I think I'm so far going with Crawley, just about. He seems smooth. Does that say something about me that I always favour the evil characters? Anyway, I would love to hear from you. Thank you to everyone who's got involved so far, it's been really interesting. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.